This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he hath made. And with that one, give all glory and honor praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. I'm the brother, I'm a one. Next to me, I have the brother
Tazir Gabar.
We coming from you from down in Tampa Bay, Florida, from the camp of Proverbs in Babylon. Come with another quick hit to the spirit party about Shemal Shai. Lord wanted to edify and feed the sheep. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, teach you well. Peace and blessings to the brothers who pushing his work in true sincerity, to the scattered broadband. All right, and we wanted to go into a little lesson, going into these current events, man, because as you can see, man, all hell is breaking loose. All right, as you see what's going around the world, man. Okay, you got shortages of food, you got shortages of diesel, you got uproars of the people, man. All right, sedition amongst the people. Okay, and you having where, okay, over here, I think it was California, where you having that Yellowstone volcano erupting, man. Okay, and there's been other cases in Hawaii. It was a place over there in Hawaii had another volcano eruption, and it just shows you where we're at the end of this thing, man. All right, we're coming into those times, all right, where things are starting to show more, all right, throughout prophecy, man. Okay, we're starting to see it clearly, and do that, and through it, all right, it's faith boost, man. All right, it's a faith booster to brothers who are pushing this work, man, in true sincerity. All right, to the best of our ability. All right, let's doing this work, man, because what we're seeing is that the Lord is getting closer and closer, man. All right, as we seek Him more, and as we be in the Spirit more, we can feel it. You know, it's like a vibration that is getting stronger and stronger, man. All right, as it gets worse, it's our spirit getting stronger and stronger, man. All right. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and grab into a couple of current events, and Lord, want you to be edified, man. All right. So I wanted to open up with this. Give me just a second, because this is our article going into what did they say right there? Slovakia.
The Guardian.
Yeah, the Guardian. All right, pretty much over there in Greece, it says violent protests. Okay, violent protests in Greece after Roman boy shot by police. And see, these people around at these times, man, are starting to get real angry over the slightest little things, okay, that they're seeing that these police officers are doing, man. Okay, these people are starting to lose their mind, or they're starting to get frustrated, irritated, aggravated. Okay, these demons are starting to hop on these people where they're starting to just say, man, to hell with it, man.
And they're doing that heavy in China. You know, I saw on the ground, I saw a Moabite. He was getting snatched up out his living room couch. You know, by the Moabites down there, because they having uproars down there too, as far as the the pandemic or whatever. So they getting jacked up also, and all that is going to lead unto the United States. It's going to be happening down here.
That's right, man. Because hey, brother said, because all these things that you're seeing currently right now, all right, on the outskirts is gonna actually come within, man. Okay, where it is being breaded at. Okay, and all these things happen on the outskirts that's being stirred up. It's always gonna come right into the Milky Way, man. I should say, for lack of better words, man. All right, because here you have it, man. America has not been in these kind of certain states, or so to say, man. Okay, they haven't been to that state where it's been that worse, man. Okay, you had a situation of Brazil, man, or where they had thousands of people protesting over there. You had it over there in China, man. All right, people protesting. Okay, in France, people protesting. Okay, in Australia, people protesting. Okay, UK, man, people protesting. Okay, the list can go on. Now you have it in Rome, okay, Greece, all right, where somebody's protesting, all right, going into what? This boy being shot, by a police officer. Of course, it happened over here too. Few protesters over here and stuff like that, but not to a serious state to where you got, all hell breaking loose, man. And that's ultimately what all this stirring up will lead to. Okay, in America, it's going to lead to where stirring up to where people are going to be invading one another, man. Okay, but things like this is, I'm reading again, violent protests in Greece after Roman boy shot by police. So it's gotten bad, okay? I'm reading a little bit of the article. We're going to grab a couple more things and, tie them to current events and the times that we're in, man. All right, how, the beginning of these sorrows are stirring up, man. It says violent protests have broken out in Greece, second largest city, over the police shooting of a Roman teenager after he allegedly filled his vehicle at a fuel station and drove off without paying. And 16-year-old boy was being treated at a such and such hospital where he was in critical condition. The officer who allegedly shot him in the head, so he got shot in the head, that's judgment, man. He says was arrested and suspended from duty. Police in the North City said. So, hey, man, it's allegedly young little man or whatever, drove off without paying, paying his tab, and this officer, opened fire, and one of those stray bullets hit him in the head, man. All right, leading him to be in critical condition to where he was in the hospital, all right, to leading to his death, man. And you see, and these people seen it, and they acted a fool. All right, just the same thing that happened over there in, such and such China, okay, because, they names to be all kinds of Wuhan, Chungchong, stuff like that. But, which led into people, some building caught fire, all right, and, the authorities that was there that didn't pretty much put the effort into trying to save the people, it led to them people burning in that building, and those people acted a fool over there, because guess what? They was on lockdown. They was on a extreme lockdown, man, so it was like they cared less, all right? So these people seeing these actions of things getting worse and worse and worse, and they're starting to question the government, man. They're starting to question their authority. They're starting to, question the officers, okay, ones that are in charge. And what is that leading to? Sedition among men. All right, what you want to grab? Go ahead.
Got that right here. 2 Esdras 15-16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
Right.
All right, and that's talking about, the people fighting up against the government, and these officers and policemen, they're not going to be, out like they are now. You can just call the police and they'll come and arrest. All that is going to be done away with in these times that we're coming into. The civilians are going to be fighting against the police, and they're going to be winning. They're going to be trying to come against the government, all right? So these officers, they're not going to be out on the streets during these dark times that we're finna fastly approach, known as Jacob's trouble, And it says, and the course of their actions shall stand in sight in their power, all right? And that's happening now in these different countries. You're seeing the sedition among men amongst the people, all right? And all that is going to lead to here in America. All it takes is one major event. All right, look what happened in 2020 with George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
Them protesters, it got out of hand.
That's right.
That was a form of sedition among men, but it died down. But these times that we're coming in, something major is going to happen, and that's gonna trickle a freaking domino effect. All right.
That's right.
Things going to get hectic.
That's right. You can bring that back for me.
2 Esdras 15-16. For there shall be sedition among men.
Right. So when you go into the word sedition, for you new listeners, it says, pretty much people being in touch is people to rebel against authority of a state. Okay. So what you're seeing is, people over in Greece, man, are standing up against their authorities. All right, because they're getting sick of these nonsense killing, man. They're getting sick of these nonsense of acts that require death, okay, for whatever reason it was. You see these people getting stirred up, they're getting stirred up, and getting stirred up to where it's gonna lead to all hell breaking loose, man. To where people are gonna start just not giving a damn as it's going in. Go ahead.
You want verse 17?
You can read that back one more time.
2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another.
So invading one another. So at this point, you're gonna be seeing people not giving a damn, man.
Looting buildings, you know.
Yep, and it's gonna be a point to where these people are gonna just, it's gonna be people are just gonna be feeling like at the end of the day it's gonna be everyone for themselves, man. That's the spirit these people come into, leaning to all this extra nonsense of things happening, man. Because when you don't have no authority and no order, the people gonna roam wild, man.
Order out of chaos.
Order out of chaos, and ultimately that's what Esau wants.
Yep.
Esau wants that type of thing to happen, to what it could lead to him ushering his NWO. All right, just like we see, like brother say, we talking about the George Floyd situation, man. That all led to you seen people who were doing unnecessary stuff. Okay, you have people who provoking, provocative acts, during that George Floyd, protest, man. People who were dressed in all black, you never know who they was. It was agents that were playing inside those protests who were starting those things up, busting the windows. You'll find little crates of bricks and other extra, accessories along the lines to add on to that provocation, man. All right, to those protesters, the people who were angry. Man, Esau playing a part of that, man. That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's been doing. That's what he's gonna do, man. All right, and things like this around the world, it's all gonna come into a little warm circle, swirl. All right, that's what I'm looking for, and it's gonna be right here in America, man. A big ass water swirl, and everything that's going around is gonna lead right here, and everybody's gonna do it at a higher level, Okay, but you gotta go ahead, brother.
Bring that back.
Yeah, you can bring it back.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. All right, so basically they want it to be, how you see in these purge movies, people just looting one another, robbing each other. All right, just basically order out of chaos, And Esau is purposely he's gonna have that set up, and best believe he's gonna be somewhere in a little dungeon or whatever, watching it all on a big flat screen TV.
Yeah,
that's the type of niggas these devils are, and they even showed that in the movie.
I believe it was a Kingsman.
Yeah.
That Kingsman, when he had Samuel Jackson, man, he was ducked off, and all these millionaires and people was getting gathered in a room, and while they watched all hell break loose amongst the people, man. Well, that's what these elites have in plan, believe it or not.
They had it in that movie Squid Games, All right. And invading one and another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the courses of their actions shall stand in their power.
All right, so people are going to be just doing what the hell they want to do, man. All right, pretty much at that point. Go ahead.
All right, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Right, because you got it where people are going to be in these lockdowns. You got
checkpoints, right?
Checkpoints, man, like the movie Songbird, man. All right, people are going to be, stationed in certain areas that they can't go into the next city. They're going to be have like the movie Songbird. The dude wanted to go to the next city. He had to get past that checkpoint, and he had to have a certain thing, a bracelet, to give the people the acknowledgement that he was not, pretty much, something like a mutant like that, something like that. Pretty much he had to show verification that he was good to go, pretty much. But that's what's coming into these times, man. People ain't gonna be able to go into the next city unless they have that pass. All right, and that's what you see over there in China, man. And people been on lockdown for 3 years. They can't go to the next city without going throughout those authorities. You see? Go ahead. You read it from top. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 15 and 17. a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
God. So that's the time we're coming into, man. All right, all hell gonna be breaking loose out here. All right.
All right, you're gonna see abandoned buildings, abandoned houses, and it says at the end of the sentence, and men shall be afraid. You know, you're gonna have grown men out here afraid, scared, because only the men of the Lord is gonna have that stability. Isaiah 33:6, that wisdom and knowledge and understanding shall be the stability of the times.
That's right.
You know, so you know these men are gonna be afraid, and women are gonna be afraid. All right, you want that 19? All right, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
So slow it down, break it back.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
So people are not gonna care about their next door neighbor, man. All right, they're not gonna care about their well-beings, man, because they're gonna be thinking about themselves. All right, so nobody's gonna have pity amongst each other, especially with all these things stirring up, man. Hold that right quick. I'm gonna bring this up. Let me see. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." So we're in the time of seeing rumors of wars. You got Russia against Ukraine, okay, and their allies going against each other, man. All right, we're seeing things stir up. You had Russia, who was supposedly shot, inside a missile on side of, was it Portland or something like that? Was it Portland? I believe it was Portland, something like that. But hey, America being allies with those people, man. So that's stirring up things. All right, we are seeing a time like never before of things occurring to getting worse and worse and worse. Right. And reading verse 7, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes and diverse places." And what are we seeing right now? We're seeing these things, man, erupting, getting worse, and famine and pestilence. We're seeing these things of the kingdom against nation against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. We're seeing these things right now in these times. What is that leading to? Scripture verse 8 says, "All these are the beginning of sorrows." So we're seeing that it's leading to the beginning of sorrows. We're in those times, man. All right. The scripture told us in the beginning when we brought out the measure times diligently in itself. How many measure times diligent in itself? Through prophecy, man, through these scriptures. You see, and we're seeing that out throughout these things. We're getting closer and closer to the end of this kingdom, or the end of this setup that Esau Edom has fulfilled in his structure, man. Okay, his certain structure. All right. Verse 12. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound," the meaning to abound means to get worse. All right, grow. It says, "The love of many shall wax cold." So the love of many are gonna wax cold, man, and that's tying into where the times come where all these protesters and all these people who are, in that spirit of anger, frustration, which is demons on these people, man. It's gonna get into where they're gonna just not give a damn. It's gonna be like the scripture said, pretty much people caring about themselves, not hearing what the government want to hear or say, just taking actions in their own hands. That's going to get bad out here to where when it comes to their neighbor, they're not going to have no pity upon them.
No. Next door neighbor you've been living with for probably years since you were a child. That same neighbor are going to be trying to kill you in the time of Jacob's trouble.
That's right.
Food.
That's right.
You had neighbors fucking breaking each other's houses, stealing toilet paper back in 2020. Whenever it was the famine of toilet paper and I believe water, people going crazy over toilet paper and water.
Yeah.
People's breaking in each other's houses, stealing toilet paper out of their house.
Yep. Where I used to live, if I may add to where I used to live, they had it in the Walmart, okay, which that's going through a crisis in itself, these stores. But in the story, man, he had these people, man, who were fighting over certain stuff. One time I come over there and it was talking about a man got, stabbed over some water, or over with some tissue or something like that, bread. But somebody got stabbed. The dude was getting pulled out of the Walmart on the stretcher, man.
Damn.
You see, on the stretcher, dude come out, he had blood over the floor. We're coming to serious times, or some serious and very dangerous times to where, walking circumspectly and really, seeing these things for what it is, okay, it's something that we're going to have to take really in consideration, man. All right, because these people are really going to be in the spirit of get it how they live, man. They're going to really have these demons on them, amplifying and feeding off the energy and vibration that's going to be occurring. All right, and it's time. That was it on that? That was on me, Slakia. I'm bringing that back one more time. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound. So iniquity, the sin, man. Sin upon sin. It says, the love of many shall wax cold. So your loved ones, family members, friends, all these things are going to become to be a non-factor, man. It's going to be something that people are not going to care about. All right, because they're going to be thinking about their own life and not yours. All right, but you can bring that scripture back and having no pity upon your neighbor.
2nd Ezra 15 and 19.
Mm-hmm.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword.
So now we're going into the time where, love of many waxing cold. Like, these people are not going to have no pity upon their neighbor. Neither are going to have no pity upon your family, to where they're going to care about what you got in your house for them to eat, man. They're going to care about what they want to eat. And their families, what they're going to have to fill their stomachs, man. They're not going to care about none of that. They're going to run to your house, and they're going to make sure they take everything and take all of what your goods are and store it where they're going to store it, man. You see? Read on.
And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread.
So the lack of bread, man. Right now we're in a time of seeing a sort of diesel, okay, where things are getting filled in the stores by these trucks, man. You ever go to the back of a Publix, Walmart, a supermarket, whatever the case might be that's nearby you, you notice that there's always a truck filling some type of gap in behind the store. All right, because they're loading up food. No matter what industry it might be, they have a requirement of these trucks bringing in the goods, the things that they need. All right, well, America is having a shortage, okay, right now. In this time of age, man, they're having a shortage, okay, which is requiring for, the diesel, okay, for these trucks to be applied. But because the shortage of diesel, these people are not getting, they're not getting their stuff on a decent time. Now it's leading to them getting to a decent time. It's leading to later and later months and months after time of supply being delivered because of the lack of diesel, man. And America's running out of diesel. Without diesel in these trucks, okay, this place is going to crumble. All right? It said U.S. facing diesel shortage in this article, WFLA, okay, if I make that known, it says U.S. facing diesel shortage as price per gallon soars. So, it's like the prices of things are spiking, but the amount of these things coming in is limited for diesel.
And that right there is going to bring forth famine. Famine to these stores. As soon, these storehouses are going to be found getting empty.
That's right. Because what? America's not receiving the goods that they need from the ports so that they're getting their goods in from, man. Okay, now it's just gonna be sitting on the outskirts waiting to either be spoiled or waiting for someone to come pick it up. And right now a lot of things are not being able to be picked up due to the lack of the diesel. I forgot where it said the time period of where it was really gonna have a lack in, okay, but I know it's somewhere around this time, All right, well, people were going to be able to, well, pretty much America was going to run out of it completely, man. You know, right now they pretty much scrapping. All right, but like the brother said, in the storehouses, man, you're going to have a lack of a famine, or a lack of food, which is going to lead to a famine. Go ahead.
Your HEBs, your Walmarts, dollar stores, or whatever stores y'all have in y'all cities are suddenly are going to be found empty. You know, and that's the whole. That's prophecy. You know, that's what's finna get ready to happen. And these Americans, you know, are not used to that because they used to eating a lot. All right, the average American don't fast. All right, they don't know. They think if you go 3 days without eating, you're gonna die. You know how Esau tells you can't go 3 days without eating. Right?
Yeah, you can't go a certain period of time without food or water. You know, these average Americans today, man. You know, all I hope to be American. You know, little saying song they be having, whatever, whatnot. But you know, they so simple minded. They'll read it face value and run off with it. Be like, oh, if I don't eat anything in 2 or 3 days, hey, it said I'll die. Dude, give me something to eat. You know, these Edomites, man, they'll lose their freaking mind, man. Especially people who are overindulging in eating and drinking and all the lustful things of the flesh, giving it to it. All right, well, that was requiring it, that care for the flesh. You know, these people are going to lose it once it's all stripped away from them. You know?
Oh, yeah. And this is 2nd Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. So these stores is literally going to be a giant empty grocery store. You know, there's going to be no food in it. You know, all your eggs, corn, fruits, vegetables, steaks, you know, all these juices, all these everything is going to be completely empty. You know, and they ultimately going to turn these grocery stores into FEMA camps.
Yep, I got a little thing for you. I typed in food shortages in 2023 list. It says, according to WebEx, many common foods like eggs and dairy, flour, grains. Now, it said, what is it like? It said like a few months ago, something like that they had a wheat shortage, man. Okay, it only had that only had a few weeks of a span of wheat, man. Okay. Because all those farms were getting lit on fire mysteriously. All right? But going into it, and animals was dropping flies, like dropping like flies, man. But going into it, it says, according to the WebEx, many common foods like eggs and dairy, flour, grains, and corn, fruits and vegetable, and important foods will likely be impacted by the shortages. Like we just brought into the diesel shortage, so it's more of these things that you're gonna lose of a daily resource because of the lack of the import, man. Okay, but Slaki, you got it, brother.
Fine. All right. So it says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So suddenly it's gonna happen out of nowhere, and that little example back in 2020 that happened out of nowhere. You know. Whenever it was a shortage of water and toilet paper, you know, that happened out of nowhere, and it's going to happen again. Where to this point, you know, these storehouses are going to be found completely empty, and people are going to lose it when there's no food, and that's going to cause that invading one another. All right, like it said in that scripture, sedition among men. All right. That's going to cause people invading and looting your houses and spoiling your goods.
That's right.
You know, taking, your resources so they can survive. All right. And, you know, that's going to bring forth chaos too.
Yep. That was it on that?
Yeah.
Con. I got a precept. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. And we can close it out with this. It says... Let me see. Let's start at verse 20. It says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wicked ways, Salaki, their wickedness, nor be, Salaki, that's known. Let me see. Oh, Salaki, yep, verse 21. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And right now, even though there are shortages and they're having certain things happen, the minds of the people, these Americans right now, are still in the state of thinking they're in a good case. All right, because they still can go to the local stores and gather certain things that they want. All right, they still think because they can go to the gas station and get some gas in their tank, even though you had a situation with Biden, having the gas prices go up. Now that they went down, people are starting to think, oh, they are in a good case right now. You see, more and more and more, these people are thinking that they are okay. But reading on, it says, and even then, so it said, even then. So when these people thinking that it's all good and dandy, it said, even then, like, all right, just hold on now. Even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So while you got your feet really kicked up and thinking like, okay, well, I got this, I got that, my house is good. Even then, while you chilling, all right, guess what's happening? It says evil's growing upon, man. So evil's going to grow upon earth. A sword. Esau sharpening his sword right now. Things are going to get worse. All right? Famine. Things are going to get worse. Great confusion. People are going to be in the worst state they ever have been, in confusion, because all hell's going to be breaking loose, and these people are not going to know what to do, man. Okay? Their state of mind that they're going to have is going to be confused. Scripture says that in Isaiah chapter 30, going into that, man. Matter of fact, if I might grab that quick.
Like our bar said, the SpongeBob meme.
Mm-hmm.
The SpongeBob, he be looking all crazy.
Yeah, man. God.
In the room spinning around. All right, that's how people gonna be when these times come. They're gonna be confused. They're not gonna know what the hell going on.
I'm gonna get the point of it.
Not prepared.
Mm-hmm. Cause like, I'm gonna get the point. That's right, yo. It's Isaiah chapter 30, verse 3. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and it says, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Now, more so, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, man, or you hard-headed jakes who follow after these heathen, follow after the heathen's ways, okay, and follow after just all of the nonsense that they push out, okay. It's going to lead them in confusion. It's going to lead you in confusion. So if they're going into confusion, they're going to be confused. How much more you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, man? All right, but that's why the Lord said in the first verse, it says, woe, meaning destruction to the rebellious children. So you being rebellious and not taking heed to what the Lord is ultimately telling you right now through the Spirit, you're getting warned. These things are being a warning to you. So this is the time to seek the Lord. If you don't, then that's going to be on you. But you're being warned right now of these things to come. And if you fall after these devils, and the modern day Pharaoh is being Joe Biden, if you fall after them instead of take counsel of YAHAWASHI, you're going to be led in confusion, man. All right, and these people are going to be right along with you. Con. Let me see. That might just be the point. Let me see a couple things. Just going into a couple of things. Protesting. You got over there in Greece, man, they're acting a fool over that death of that kid. All right. What other areas? You got let me see. Over there in China and over there in Iran. Hey man, shoot, it's getting worse. It's getting worse, man. All right, volcanoes. Once again, I mentioned earlier, these volcanoes erupting. All these things are the beginning of sorrows, man. It's stirring up. All right, rumors of wars. Okay, all these things are stirring up. It's going to get much worse. All right, but with that, Lord, when you are edified, I want to give all glory and praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Once again, double honor to the elders, apostle, great millstone, teach you well. Until next time, we say Shalom.